who's obtained that position will not give up that position lightly. And I know that Trump is worried that if he goes through this RV process, he has to stand election again. And I think that's a real problem.
I guess he doesn't have to stand election again. He can say, did my job, see you, peace out.
I can't see that happen.
Yeah, I'm looking for that politician. Pierre Leone, an outline, yes, from the proposed Nacera from the Congressional Record. I know a lot of the websites, they're throwing in aliens and vibes and all kinds of extra stuff when they talk about Nacera, and you're just looking for something you can put in front of somebody that's not going to instantly trigger their, whether it's right or wrong, but trigger their, I don't know what you would call it, their tinfoil hat or something. Yes, there is. Voices of Freedom has it. A number of sites has a link or a download the PDF of the original from the Congressional Records.
Nacera is part and parcel to the protocols of the Gold Treaty.
I just don't have that link in front of me, but you can go over to Voices of Freedom to that Telegram, and they've got it, the PDF in there. You can download it.
In 2008, the fall of 2008, the beginning of 2009, Chief Justice Roberts had the Nacera in his hands to execute Nacera when Obama took over. Unfortunately, what happened was, as I call him, King Rat number 2, Cheney, who just recently died, unfortunately, because we want to hang him. He was the one that forced Roberts to give up and to claw back the Nacera articles to the White House. Really, really bad news.
Greg, this is one that's been just a wonderful, pleasant surprise has been Marjorie Taylor Greene. Stated she wants to push for term limits. Imagine Congress ever voting on term limits. Newt Gingrich pushed it, and then his party threw him under the bus and ran the bus over him 5 or 6 different times because he had enough votes to pass it during the contract with America. Marjorie Taylor Greene has been, she's very much America first. She has gone after the rhinos even harder than she's gone after the Democrats.
Well, that brings us back to the whole point of term limits will get rid of and destroy the rats in a corporation. And that's what they didn't want to do. They don't want to do. Isn't it interesting that as Democrats go into the House of Representatives or even the Senate, within a couple of years, they become millionaires? No, gee, isn't that interesting? That is part and parcel to the corporation. Obama had to do 2 different oath-taking, one public and one private. The private one was for the corporation, to continue the corporation. And as we see, and I'm just now getting into January, February of 2009 in my book, and we can see when Obama came in, he was appalled by what Senior had done with W and Cheney. But as he saw the enormous amounts of money, and we're talking $1,000 trillion was floating around at that time, you can see why it was so easy to say, well, a little piece here, a little piece there. And we had all kinds of Democrats floating in and say, we can help Leo for a piece. And unfortunately for them, I said, no, we're not going to do that. As much as Leo made the deals, I said no. And at that point, the W administration was very fearful, and they made this well known that I was going to destroy his administration because of that reason.
Thank you for the super sticker, and Houston, thank you as well. Before I forget, I don't want to not be properly thankful. So how do we change things? How do we fix things, Mr. C? I mean, is Nacera just going to magically fix it and there's no more problems ever?
Well, we have to be vocal about this, and this is where I'm probably getting a little bit too salty, but I'll tell you what. This has to be brought to the attention of Trump. The little people make him, the little people can break him. And if you go back to Casey, I'm pronouncing his name wrong. From the 1930s, Edgar Casey, there we go. he predicted that there was going to be a trouble spot in the, probably about now, with the people totally disclaiming the government and not believing the government. And if Trump doesn't get his act together, he's going to rue the day, and I do mean that. He's going to have real problems because the people are going to turn against him. You can't spend all your time and money on business and business alone and money.
Yeah, right, wrong, or indifferent. I want a business person running things, but right, wrong, or indifferent. Many people out there, it's all about the feel. So you got to take that into account too.
Correct.
Whether you give into all those same feels or not. JC Diamonds. If it ain't broke, break it and charge someone for the repair cost.
You got it. You got it.
Vin says Mr. C is absolutely correct. Stand up, make your voice heard. Much political BS.
The biggest thing about the book that I'm writing, I think it's going to cause some real problems for anybody who tries to publish it. So I'm believing more and more I'm going to have to do
self-publish.
This as a self-funding operation.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Self-publish.
I mean, they've got so many print on demand that you can do, Mr. C, where you don't have to do all the books. You don't have to buy all the books. They literally print them on demand. They're more expensive for the people buying, but it's a way to go ahead and have it out there immediately. As soon as you're ready to have it out there, I should say. You still haven't finished writing it, folks. When I said that, don't blow up the inbox going, hey, how do I get a copy?
Yeah, I'm not ready yet. I've got over 1,000 pages printed so far and well over 1,000 citations. And where I quote people. So it's very interesting what's going on. But I'm not there yet.
Ooh, that was a good one. What else do we want? Let's see. I'm like behind here. They love your deep dives. Casey, the sleeping prophet. I loved Edgar Casey and reading about Edgar Casey, learning about Edgar Casey. It was a fascinating study.
I was stationed in Norfolk for about 6 years in the Navy, and I visited the house that he lived in. It was very, very interesting.
Guys, the Edgar Casey Foundation is still there. They have a library building in Virginia Beach, like right pretty much on the water. You can see the water from it right across, like I think it's one street, maybe 2 streets over.
Yes.
And if you're in that area, it is worth the visit.
Agreed.
Very much worth the visit. And for those that don't know, because a lot of people like Edgar, oh, he's a prophet, he's this or whatever, run away. He was very religious.
Absolutely.
Mr. C, yeah, missed that one. I'm glad somebody mentioned that one. No rinks. Mr. C, what about the Ozempic fiasco yesterday? I don't know if you even saw that with the pharmaceutical reps, companies, etc., in the Oval Office.
I didn't catch the person who fell over, but I'll tell you honestly, this is one of the problems I have with Trump. He's making deals with rats who are out to kill us. For example, the mercury and all the vaccines. I don't understand. In a way I do. It is unfortunate, but I think when you get to the point where Trump is now, where he's made so many brilliant steps, he has forgotten that he is not God. He is not the one who's going to solve the world's problems totally. And it's unfortunate. It's hard to critique him as well as not criticize. And I'm hoping that if we make this relevant, if we start talking about this, then maybe he can come down from on high and start solving the real problems. And the real problem is we have to get rid of farming for the most part.
Yeah, what do you think of? I mean, we're getting, maybe it's a lot of comms, maybe this is central casting, but nearly every one of Trump's Oval Office appearances of late, there's either some currency, some gold coins, something along that on the Resolute desk. Your thoughts? I'm not into comms, but it very much appears that he is, White Hats is, whoever, very much into comms.
I don't know that much about it. I view it as a distraction to the real problems that we're having.
Mr. C, is Raytheon a good or bad company? Do you know? Worried about my nephew. He works with the engineers. That's a good engineering job.
Well, Raytheon makes good products. They make parts of jets and weaponry, yes.
Missile guidance systems.
Missile guidance system. I have no problems with them.
Yeah, I look at them. I look at most of those defense companies as more agnostic than anything. They're just businesses making money, right, wrong, and different. It's the people that buy the weapons and do things with the weapons. Kind of like a gun can be used by a good guy to save somebody or a bad guy to hurt somebody.
Now, sending those weapons to African nations to kill people because they're Christians, I disagree with.
Yeah, there you go. I'm with you. Steve, MarkZ, are you going to join the Chosen Ones today? No idea who's the Chosen Ones. Is there something I'm missing? Some podcasting group out there, or is the fiery chariot coming to pick me up?
That I do not know.
Boy, I tell you, this is a painful truth. You can't have a power vacuum or you get more rats.
Absolutely.
That is,
when there's chaos, there are rats.
And that is one thing our CIA has, or I should say, not our CIA is really not our CIA. They're part of Five Eyes. They're part of a much bigger that tries to run the whole world, and the U.S. is just one of their pawns. That's my belief.
I was told by the Interpol guys that their one objective is to get rid of the CIA.
And they should, in my opinion. They've done more harm than good in the world, and I am a firm believer in that one. They create power vacuums on purpose so that they can fill them.
Correct.
And unfortunately, the collateral damage is the people of those countries.
Yep.
Oh, wait, Edgar Casey definitely did not write the Satanic Bible. Yeah, there is so much misinformation about Edgar Casey out there. That's why I suggest you go and you study there and read.
I've actually ordered his books. So I have them. It's very interesting. His self-diagnosis situations and self-healing is all based on prayer.
All based on prayer. And he would fast and go into prayer for long periods of time.
Mm-hmm.
He would talk about the Bible. He would also talk in great depth about how they had tried to subvert and change the Bible, how they had tried to remove women from the Bible, their role. I mean, Edgar Casey, if anything, was a deep diver.
Correct.
And those that changed it probably don't want you believing anything he said.
Yeah, really. I want to dumb us down.
Oh, okay. Now I'm reading some of those. I just didn't know those. All right. So many things out there. So many different groups. No question that Trump uses art of war. I can't figure out how the Ozempic thing fits into that. Maybe he just wants people to know what the health consequences are of those things. I mean, you start doing it from the paralyzed stomach. I don't want to beat up, but at some point we got to stop treating everything with a pill and start getting to the root causes of toxic food, not the right kinds of food, and all of those things. Majority of the medicine out there we wouldn't need if we took care of ourselves.
I agree.
All right, Rebecca with one. Oh, just noticed the time. Rebecca with one for you and your thoughts. Why does it seem like Kash Patel and Pam Bondi are corrupt?
A lot of that has to do with propaganda. They're uncovering the rat holes and the various stashes of funds. And, if you trace the